54 supposed to come off. Who hit him?
Baskerville. He been playing ball.
Basketball been playing real good. He's been playing really well. He's been getting a lot of pressure too. They got some. I'm gonna tell you, LSU got 2 fast linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they fast. They got my dog Perk coming over that edge. Oh Lord, Jesus! Whoo!
Go back.
Did you see where he came
On
from?
replay.
Whoo! Come on, let me get this money. Boy, they don't know what to do. That's so quick. That
74
is
on
so
the trail
quick.
technique. So quick.
Hey, that boy like a predator on the hunt. I'm telling you, I gotta get that boy in studio. Look at this here. Hey, listen. You heard what Lane Kiffin said. I got fined. Well, what 40 years. This is just you know who he reminds me of. He reminds me of that boy Michael Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. Come on in here, TJ. Come on in here. I forgot about you. We're supposed to go to break. I forgot. Come on in here, TJ. I forgot about TJ.
I think whenever
Yeah, but I sitting down drinking Sprite and shit. I forgot about
whenever he get more understanding of the defense, I think they'll start using him more like Michael
Hey,
Parsons is.
he is an animal.
Right, but putting him in the middle and like to where the offense can't identify him, or you know what I'm saying? Like they'll point.
Nah. They're gonna identify
Every
Harold
time.
Perkins. Okay, they're gonna damn identify Harold Perkins just like that. But it don't matter. That's the thing. It don't matter because part of the shit, bro. What you gotta understand is like it's the attention too. You got other guys. Look at BJ right here. You know what I'm saying? You got other guys, but when you start having to really account for this other guy that's different, like the Cowboy, like they got to do for Michael Parsons. Now you got to account for 40 when he gets better. This boy ain't nowhere near his potential, bro.
No, not even
Imagine
close.
Huh?
I wonder what it's like to see.
That's what I'm saying. He's nowhere near. Like, he's operating off of sheer ability right now. He's a freshman. Wait till he get a counter move. You know what I mean? Wait till he get a true understanding. Man, look at Wingo, man. Wingo's a monster, dog. Wingo, BJ. This is when we started dominating the football game is when the D-line and the offensive line started taking over. Yeah. Like, those right now, we knew that going into the season from the defensive standpoint that the D-line was a strong point, even with Mason being out. These guys are taking over. But the offensive line quietly, because you got to understand, this damn Jaden Daniels ain't balling like this because he's balling on his own. That damn offensive line has been opening up holes. Josh Williams and the boys have been running really, really well because of these holes over the last 3 weeks. And Jaden Daniels been being protected. He's been sitting back there reading a book, ordering coffee for the last 3 weeks, doing a great job. You know what I mean? So that's attributed to that offensive line, man. That offensive line and Coach Davis, Coach Brad, they've been doing a phenomenal job keeping him clean, and the defensive line have been doing a phenomenal job getting pressure on the quarterback. And that's what's keeping this, and that's what's been going. And now you got off this damn meeting that these kids had, and you have everybody voicing. Now Jaden Nance getting the ball out of his hands. Now he getting the ball where guys can run. Now everybody happy. Only person that should be happy is Jack Best. I ain't seen him get no catches.
He hurt though. He was hurt.
But so well, that's good. So when he come back into the fold, he should be well rested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the offense is moving, bro. Like,
Brian
they
Kelly
going
said he
right.
told him he playing against Alabama for sure.
What?
Brian Kelly told him told the media Jack Besh told him that he's playing against Alabama.
No doubt.
Sure.
He said no doubt.
Well, as long as he healthy, sometimes you got to save us from ourselves. As long as he healthy, of course. Why not? Of course we could use him. Shit. But if he ain't healthy and you're going to hurt the team, no. You're going to sit down and watch and be a great cheerleader because them boys balling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They ain't like we lacking of weapons. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if he ready to go, shit, let's roll. If not, no. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't force it.
Yeah, not if you don't need to. Why? You know what I mean? Like, not if you don't need to. Look at all the guys you got that's balling. Taylor's balling.
Neighbors.
Motherfucking Jeray Jenkins. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? B. Teasy. You know what I'm saying? Like, them boys balling, man. Then the little kid, what y'all talking about, Lacey? That's his name?
Kyron Lacey.
Him, them kids, they balling. So, but let's do a little, what you got on there? You got that Alabama film on there? Because that's who up next. Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy, though, because who would have thought that we would be in this position going against them, right? Who would have thought that we'd be playing Alabama after a bye week, after we both have a bye week, and both of us, we're both playing for, we predicted that they would be, but we're playing for number one in the SEC.
Man, they said Auburn was gonna be better than us. Arkansas was. They had us like fourth, I think. In the
So did
SEC,
I, though.
in
I'm
the-
not
in
even
the
gonna
SEC
lie.
West,
In the West alone, and now it's like shoot.
Cause you got on, I did too, but that's because of everything that goes into what was going on and everything. But this is the one thing that's so good about sports, bro, is you gotta play the game.
especially college football.
You gotta play the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play the game, and that's what's good about this shit. I wouldn't even think that LSU would have had a chance this week before everything that's transpired the last couple weeks with the offense, because I firmly believe that you gotta score points. You know what I'm saying? Your defense can only be out there so much. They can only hold up for so long. You got to be able to put some points on the board to get some confidence in your other guys. You know what I'm saying? So I would have never thought that we would be here actually talking about having an opportunity to actually win this fucking game.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I ain't think so either.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like everybody looks at Alabama on paper and just the name Alabama, and they like, oh, it's LSU Alabama. But I think when you look at the team, when you really look at the team, like Bama last year almost lost to us with 11 starters out in Tuscaloosa.
And we only had 39 scholarships.
Yeah, we didn't even have a full football team, and we lost like by 3. Then they came back the next week and went to the 4 overtimes with Auburn. They almost lost that game. They wouldn't even went to the SEC championship or the Natty had they lost either of those 2 games.
Right.
This year they was in a dogfight with Texas, a dogfight with Arkansas up until like the fourth quarter. Lost to Tennessee. So it's like
Dogfight with
Bama not just this. They don't got Derrick Henry and Julio and those guys
Devontae
out there
Smith.
right now. Yeah,
They got them. We just don't know them.
Look,
They
Let
haven't
me tell you something.
developed
You
into
gotta
those
understand,
guys yet.
the talent pool ain't
no,
changed.
the talent pool did not change.
Right?
But
The talent pool ain't changed.
you haven't seen that.
That's because all the shit that goes into developing a program. It's just like you can say the same shit with LSU until you've seen them over the last 3 weeks offensively.
Right.
Like when you got to look at everything that goes on that transpires throughout the course of that season for them. Bama lost their quarterback, right, for a period of time. The boy just got baked. Now you lose this, you lose that. You're trying to fit these pieces offensively together. You're trying to fit it. It's like football is truly like it's a team game.
Yeah, but I'm saying
You
even
feel me?
before like they lost the quarterback.
No, they're
the
not
receivers
Bama.
weren't
They're not
producing.
the mystique of what you think Bama has been before. But there's a reason why you're still ranked 1. There's a reason why you're still in it. And then the other thing, like we pointed out, everybody got to play. So when you're Alabama, when you're Ohio State, you get everybody's best shot, bro. Like you're gonna get everybody's best shot. You're gonna be in these games where you think you rolled it out like I'm Alabama. But what you check mark on them shits is when you survive them. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta survive them, and that's what's the important thing has been about. That's the thing that I've been watching with LSU. Even though you don't have all the shit that TJ pointed out, you have everything against you, but you've been still winning the games, and so that's why the Alabama shit is so intriguing to me. Because really, if you don't know that LSU has been going through all the changes and shit that they've been going through, you would look at them the same.
Yeah.
Like I would look at them the same. Except for, honestly, I would think that LSU, based on what they've been doing offensively, would be on the rise. Because you know what you get from the defense eventually. Once they figure it out, defense only fuck up in the first quarter or first quarter and a half. Yeah. Then they tighten shit up. And offense picks it up after that and tight shit up. Nah, put that shit together from the beginning of the game, because I honestly believe that with the coaches that you have, we're having 2 weeks to prepare for this game. On the other side, I know Saban's really good coming off of buys. So it's going to be interesting for me to see how we are coming off of this bye, because it ain't a lot of shit to fix offensively.
Yeah.
We're pretty happy with what's been going on. So it'll be interesting to see what little tidbits and all that they either overthink or what goes on, but we got a fucking chance. Yeah. We got a better shot than I would have thought of about 3 weeks ago. And it's based on what the hell we've been doing offensively.
And the stadium gonna be rocking.
And it's gonna stay that way as long as we jump out and keep the fans in it.
I say if we score first, them boys in trouble.
It's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be rocking. But this is the thing, dog. We've been so resilient anyway. Like, and then the other thing I'm thinking about with this shit is these kids that's on this team now. I don't know how many it is, but it's not that many that give a fuck. Right? It's not that many that care about what Alabama has done to LSU before in the past. It's like a whole new turnover.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So
So them guys that was part of like when Bama were whooping us for 7-8 years, whatever that was, they're not there. You know what I mean? Like they don't care about that. They don't know about that. To them, it's like this another team in the way of us winning this West. Now you got cats believing they could win the West.
Right.
They was 10 years old
Feel
back
me?
when
That's
them
what I'm
games was
saying.
playing. It's different football right now.
Gee, shit. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's a whole different outlook on the shit from their perspective. But look, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to put Bama up there, run through that, and get the hot topics. And bring my dog Rohan in when we get back, man. We're going to be back on where my dog is at. We'll be back.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here you go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
So shit, if he's gonna come out and do that every time, now come back and backtrack and try to call Jimbo, that I talked to Jimbo personally about this, and their friendship was a friendship that was more professional. Yeah, you know what I mean? Professional. Not we gonna spend time in the off season and with our families and all that bullshit. It was, very professional. You coach for me. We learn from each other, that type of thing. We know each other's bullshit also. I know your bullshit, you know mine. So why would you bring that up? You know what I mean? Why would you open up that can when now they going to dig into your shit? So now they going to dig into all the bullshit. Guys could come out that's disgruntled with you, could come out and say all kind of bullshit. Guys that you just offered that bag to, that didn't take it and went somewhere else and took the other bag. Now they could come out and say, you know what I mean? It's just all that shit. So why not keep all that in house? And coach just chimed in on that. Lane Kiffin chimed in too. Lane Kiffin was like, Lane Kiffin said his mouth was still wide open. It was 7 o'clock and he's still looking at the television. And the press conference was at damn 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? So all those coaches chimed in because they were surprised at what happened with Coach Saban saying that. Because if you think about Coach Saban, everything that he does is very calculated, and it's to move the needle in his direction, in his favor. So I don't know if what his motive was. I would love for him to let us know what that was, or to come out so we can find out. I don't know what his motive was, but whatever his motive was, it was definitely something that he planned, in my opinion, just from playing for him and knowing him as friends. Hot topics, dog.
How you feeling,
Hot topics. Let's get into that right now. What we talking about right now is, myself. I played for Coach Jimbo Fisher, and I also played for Coach Nick Saban. At the hot twilight of my years at LSU, transferring from Coach Jerry DiNardo. And I've spoken about this a couple times. We got to turn the air up down in here, dog. Damn. I've seen Coach Saban, honestly, get into a few spats with coaches, with players. And the one person, honestly, and everybody know Jimbo's my guy, but the one person that I've never seen back down is Jimbo Fisher, right? So for Coach Saban to go into the kind of rant that he did, but I think it was a very strategic, a very planned rant on his part, I don't know if the name calling part, I think somebody might have slipped him a Mickey or slipped him something before he got on that podium. Because for him to call out Jimbo and then call out Deion Sanders, which has put all his efforts into trying to revitalize the HBCU and trying to bring notoriety and some platform to those guys at the HBCU level, for him to call them guys, and especially for him to call them guys out after dog. Coach Saban been winning the damn recruiting war and the recruiting battles for years now. Do we really think that he's winning those without the under-the-table deals that's now on top of the table? I mean, it's college football. You've been dominating the sport recruiting-wise and coaching-wise for a while now. So my thing is, damn, you talk about parity and you want everybody to catch up. Well, parity is happening. You know what I mean? Parity is happening when it comes to the Texas A&Ms, the Clemsons, the Ole Miss, these teams that used to be in the middle of the pack, and now these teams are now stepping up to the plate because of NIL. And the question, and that's why I said when he was at this this meeting that he was having, it was for boosters. You know what I mean? It was how you talking about somebody else's money and you there begging for money. You there trying to get these people to, or you trying to let them know, listen, these guys, the reason why they took 4 of the top 8 guys that we were going after, and they are edge rushers and they are defensive players, it's because they got more money. It's because they offered these guys more money. Their NIL deals were better. So open up them textbooks and let me get this money. You know, whether it was that angle or the angle of trying to, like you said, get some kind of parity for the NCAA or the federal government, whoever the hell, to come in and regulate what they're doing with the money. I say this, man, you better catch up.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
The coach is the most important play in this whole thing with these guys, because one is new offenses, then guys are younger, guys are coming from different systems, coming from different everywhere. So the one that's the other fact that's going to come into this, whoever picks this shit up the fastest, whoever picks this
it's
up
an even
to where,
playing field.
Yeah, 100%.
Even playing field, because you talk about Miles Brennan having experience. He's had, 4 different coordinators in 4 years?
Yeah, but that helps him also.
Yeah, because that's just different terminology at that point. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Bring back the Joe Brady one. That one worked. That one seemed to work.
Yeah, you adapt, man. You adapt to it. And Nussmeier, by him coming, his dad being a coach and coming from that pedigree and that background, this is also something that he should be comfortable with. I know he's young, but learning different terminology,
when they
concepts
play that
are
song,
basically
that
the
fight
same.
song,
It's different verbiage.
Curl flat
you know,
is
we
curl
only play
flat.
that fight song in the
Goals is
fourth quarter of
goals.
the
You know what I
song.
mean? It's just different terminology.
Well,
So that type of thing for
it
them
was
should get
a
picked
time
up pretty
where they were
easily
trying to rally us, and we
from
getting our ass
Nussmeier,
fought.
from
Yeah, it was-
all those
it was
guys. All those
13
guys are
at
smart guys.
halftime.
Miles, all those
The
guys. They should
band
pick that
played
up pretty
the fight
swiftly.
song in the
But
second
Nussmeier's
quarter.
advantage
Like
in this whole thing is,
Sure did.
I mean, without a doubt, is legs.
Man,
Without a doubt, is
absolutely
confidence.
did.
You know, without a doubt, his
Got in
ability,
my
and he actually
bones,
reads
and I
defenses
started
pretty
having
good right
a
now for the
goddamn
stage that
alibi
he is in and his young.
And I told Coach Saban was walking, and I told Coach Saban, Coach, I want to play. And he looked at me and said, "Why and step behind the line?"
We had these sweatpants. I wish I still had them. Now, they don't fit the style now because they're like the baggier, but like they're gray. You remember the gray ones? Like the football had them. They were fire. Like the best sweatpants I've ever had, and then I lost them. But
I don't think you lost them.
you think someone stole
Yeah.
them? I mean, did you sneak into my house and steal my
No,
sweatpants?
no,
Like,
that's not what I'm saying. I figured
You're not picking up what he's
I mean,
putting
yeah,
down. Just
you're
go
not
ahead and
picking
keep
up,
going.
yeah.
that's the one thing that's not leaving the apartment. I mean, there's not, those don't
I'm
fit.
just saying, watch yourself.
God.
Watch out. They're out for you.
He tried to let you go. You kept prodding with this.
Those don't fit.
Doesn't matter.
They're not wearing that.
There's a drawstring.
Yeah, they're gonna cut them up.
They're not wearing that.
Bro, they were stealing
You're
fraternity.
right. Hey, now listen, I've lost some mini Lululemon shirts. I regret that. I've lost.
What is going on?
I've lost many a fraternity shirt.
I've lost some LSU
What is this,
gear.
the red light special right now?
I've lost some LSU gear that I wish I could get back. I ain't getting it back.
We're just trying to warn you about that gear. You only get it for the year.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm talking about my friends coming into my apartment and using my clothes. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but that's all I'm talking about.
Oh, God.
I don't know. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys would come in, stay in my apartment.
Oh, God.
I don't know what y'all are saying. I mean, this is a children's show, boys. What y'all talking about over here?
Hey. Hey. Oh, my God.
What's so funny?
Say Lafayette made that way better.
Oh, God.
Lloyd can't even get up.
That might be an all-time show moment.
Okay.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Lafayette wants your LSU gear.
I told you, we don't take it.
And they're guys.
Awesome.
2 weeks to prepare. Showdown. TJ Wright, we got to keep the fans in it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep the fans in it.
I mean, we stayed in it Saturday. Stayed in it. It was scary. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of scared at first, but then
When they jumped out,
yeah, because Ole Miss, they would have ran it up.
oh yeah, they keep it moving. I mean, they killed themselves a couple too. They missed some wide open guys running open too that saved us from them extending the lead a little bit more. But it's football. It's football. Now we turn our focus to in 2 weeks, Alabama, coming in for the West, for the lead in the West. Two programs, bro, that's like LSU definitely exceeding expectations from my standpoint right now, especially how offense have been playing for the last 3 weeks, putting up over averaging damn near 38 points a game. Now you go in against your rival. First time that either one of these coaches in this conference have faced each other. I mean, first time for Brian Kelly in the conference, period. Not the first time that he's faced Coach Saban, though. You know what I'm saying? First time he faced him in this conference. So a lot goes into it, man. First time when you meet anybody, like they say, first impressions. He made an impression on Lane Kiffin, and now you come in playing for the West, and now it's a little bit different pressure too, going into this game because of also what. I mean, if you remember one of the first things Brian Kelly said when he came is he referenced Alabama.
And he said he wanted to beat Nick Saban too.
And Coach Saban personally. I'm going to tell you now, he ain't forget that.
It's,
you know what I mean?
It's playing in the locker room.
Yeah, he ain't forget that. And, you know, that's a little bit of bulletin board material that you want to get them guys a little bit extra juice, especially when you're trying to, you know, football and it's football games and football teams aren't made until you come to this time of the year. Especially for us, we know that because of the gauntlet that we go through every year. And not just us, every other SEC team goes through this time of year when you have the meat of your schedule. And that's where, again, we've been doing a fantastic job so far. So now you come up against Alabama, excuse me, with the former Heisman Trophy winner, plethora of 5 stars, great recruiting class over the last 4 or 5 years, great Coach Saban. And they're also trying to get back on track. You know what I mean? Like, they trying to get back on track, and they're looking at this game, too, as, hey, this is part of our goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the season, and this is a step towards our goal. Even though we lost to Tennessee, we're still in this West Division, and we still have an opportunity to fulfill all our goals that we set out. Win the West, playoff system, all that. So this is a very pivotal game and a huge game and the biggest game in the Brian Kelly era here with Alabama coming in in 2 weeks to Death Valley. And make no mistake about it, guys that haven't played or guys that's been trying to get back healthy, y'all talked about Jack Besh earlier when we was off air. Guys like that, I'm sure guys on the Alabama side, like everybody's trying to come back for this game. Everybody, when you come to the LSU, when you come to these big-time programs and you see a LSU, Alabama on the schedule, and you know what it is from the history, and we're going to get into the numbers in a little bit, but you know what it is and how many times they beat us and we beat them over the last decade, and it has been lopsided. But a lot of these kids that's now entrenched and decided to come to LSU and Alabama with these rivals, they don't know it. They know the history of it. They may have heard about it, but I don't think Harold Perkins cares how many times LSU's won or lost to Alabama since he hasn't been here. You know what I mean? I don't think Jaden Daniels cares. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they care. Guys like Kayshawn and guys like Eight, they know about it, but I don't think they care. You know what I'm saying? They care about what's going on right now and playing them right now for where we are right now in this time and this realm we at to deal with them now and continue to ascend and get to where we want to go. So I don't think that these guys are scared.
No,
you know what I mean?
You won't see no intimidation. They won't be intimidated at all, I don't think.
And you have enough coaches that's been involved in the SEC and in college football with the guys that he's brought in to know and to help him with the evaluation, with how Coach Saban comes, with how Alabama deals with things. So, you know, it's going to be a really, really good test of the coaches. You got good staff on both sides, but the offense is going to have to continue to put pressure, apply pressure on this Alabama defense, whatever the game plan. It's going to be very interesting, man, to see what the wrinkles are from both sides going into this football game. The history of this matchup from us, just a little bit tidbit I heard from going through it, sometimes seems like, you know, whenever they've jumped out early, Alabama's had a sizable point differential in the football game. The outcome of the football game, the ending result of the football game. But whenever it's close throughout the first quarter, it's been fairly dogfight. It's been a dogfight and comes down to the end. And, you know, it was close last year. You guys pointed that out. And I'm thinking the same thing this year. You know, I'm thinking a same close matchup again this year. Alabama's trying to get back on track. They got their quarterback back, and trying to get him fixated and back into the offense. You didn't see a good performance from him last week. I think that you're gonna see a different guy with a week to prepare, a week to get a little bit healthier, to get back with his guys. I think that you're gonna hopefully LSU continues to. I mean, we can't see it going any differently. Continue to see this offense escalate and just continue to see Jaden Daniels perform and do the things that he's been doing. He's been doing a great job of taking care of the football, and now he's taking care of the football while taking chances with the football. And that, to me, you know, when your head coach give you the green light and say, hey, man, I just want to see him let it go, you know, and I want to see him throw it, then that's the green light to throw interceptions. I'm letting that bitch go all day long, and that's what he's been doing. So Bama comes into this matchup. I think they'll come in as a favorite. Right?
17-point favorite right now.
That's too much. I take that all day.
I think it might be 17 or 16.
I take that all day, and I'm gonna take that tomorrow. I take that all day. LSU is definitely not a 17-point out by them. Now, I don't. Is that the highest is that the most lopsided we've ever been with them? It can't be.
Mm-mm.
Right?
I don't think so. I think last year was like 27.
And I take that too, such as the outcome was last year. But one of the keys to this football game is to start fast. One of the keys to this football game, I'll repeat it again, is to start fast. And you have to start fast at home against a team that's supposed to beat you, that is a 17-point favorite than you. Because what you want to do is you want to keep the crowd in it. every facet of, and it's not you don't have to play a perfect game to beat Alabama this go around. This offense isn't the old Alabama offense of old. Excuse me, this defense isn't the Alabama defense of old. They're a good defense with a lot of parts that haven't gelled together yet, haven't been that dominant as you used to seeing yet. So we can definitely take advantage of them. They're still having mix-up and still having communication problems and issues in the secondary. So we'll see if they get that cleaned up, if they get that fixed. But we have to start fast, and I'm talking about offensively. Start fast offensively to give our defense that confidence. Also to put that pressure on them offensively, so now they get into the turnover game, so that now they feel the pressure of being in Death Valley. They hear the crowd, and all that comes into play. So starting fast for me is one of the biggest things going into the Alabama game in 2 weeks. 14?
Spread.
14. That's a big spread.
Yeah, it is.
That's a big
I'm
spread.
looking at these stats right now.
What you got on there?
From last week, from Alabama last week against Mississippi State. That I would say that best player, Jahmyr Gibbs, 10 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown.
Against Mississippi State?
Yeah. They didn't run the ball well at all. And
Well,
Bryce Young was 21 of 35, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What was the final score?
30-6.
And so now, when you see that, right? Like when I see that, now I go to the defense, right? So defensively, now what was Mississippi State's numbers, like far as their passing, their rushing? You feel me?
Mississippi State had 231 yards passing, but their quarterback went 30 of 60.
Right.
But they also won in the total yards. They have more total yards. 290 for Alabama, 293 for Mississippi
Time of
State.
possession.
Time of possession. Mississippi State won that too, 30 minutes and 29 seconds.
And what did Bama have?
29 minutes, 31 seconds.
Not much.
Yeah, it wasn't big.
Not much.
Nobody threw an interception.
No turnovers?
Bama was 8 for 17 on third down, though.
8 for 17.
Yeah, and Mississippi State was 7 for 22. So you see what the game came down
No
to.
turnovers.
No turnovers.
What about fourth down?
Fourth down, Bama didn't go for no fourth downs. Mississippi State went for 6 and 3 for 6.
3 for 6. So for me, it'd be interesting to see, like, you know what I'm saying, when you went for it, where were you? And then also what time of the game it was and all that for you. So if you didn't get it on those the other 3 times, where were you? What and did they score off of that? You know what I mean? Tell the tale, because everything sounded like it was pretty even. Besides anything else, everything else sounded pretty even. But I know a fast start for us, because we get off to such a slow start. Like it seemed like every time we blink, somebody throwing a touchdown over our head in the first quarter, and it's 7-0, and then something happened and it come back, and then it's like 10-0, and then we fighting from behind the whole time. You know what I mean? So we got to get off to a fast start in this football game to start the football game. Now, once we get off to a fast start, keep the crowd in the football game, and we go from there. We ain't even going to get into predictions and shit like that right now. We're getting into predictions next week. Yeah, next week before we get on that. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to David Richard Builders, Fletcher Painting. Great job by them, always sponsoring, showing love for the show, man. We're going to get into our Hot Topic segment going on right now, which is sponsored by Fletcher Painting. What you got, Jay? Hot Topic. What you got?
Well, right now, LSU women's basketball is playing their first exhibition game tonight
against Mississippi College. That's where my baby going to school at, Mississippi College. That's why I was laughing about that shit earlier. Keep going. Hey, so what time they play?
7.
7.
So
they play. They going right now.
Yeah.
Kim Mulkey got them young gunners, them little young gunners going on over there.
And she just picked up a
number 1 player.
5-star recruit.
Where that little girl from?
New York.
5-star forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rosario.
I saw that she had the selection thing with the LSU, popped out the LSU. Listen, you know I'm a fan of Kim Mulkey, man, and shout out to them. Do we know what the score is right now yet?
Let me see.
But I
can
know that Kim Mulkey, hey, recruiting alone. I mean, they ain't even got, well, they on the floor tonight. But recruiting alone, we know that Kim Mulkey has been doing an unbelievable job. She just, like y'all point out, she just got the big forward center. That's a 5-star. Now you put her with them little young gunners that she got this year. And I mean, the future's bright. The future's bright. I got to get to a game. Like, it'd be surprising, man, to see how they do this year. Just going through the SEC, you know what I mean? I know they got, still some tough teams in the West. I know Auburn's always pretty good, but LSU coming through this year, and it's going to be fantastic to see as the season goes on with the great Kim Mulkey, to see what exactly that this team transforms into, because they got a whole bunch of talent, bro. They got a whole bunch of talent. Any of y'all seen them yet? Like in practice or anything?
We went to the open practice earlier this month.
How was it?
It was just practice.
Yeah, but you could tell they could.
I know we're gonna see a lot from Alexis Morris, definitely. She was like the second leading scorer behind Caleb Pointer last year, and then of course Angel Reese, Flage.
How Flage look?
She long and athletic for sure.
Yeah. Did y'all go to the thing where she was rapping?
I did, but like I wasn't there while she was rapping, but I saw the performance later on.
How was she?
Good. She got one freestyle on YouTube that's real good.
For real? She letting it go. Yeah, shout out to Kim Mulkey and them girls basketball, man. They got exciting things going on all the way around with the women's basketball, though. You know what I mean? So, shit, shout out to them. Their NIL thing going crazy, too. Shout out to LSU women's basketball and Kim Mulkey. Look forward to seeing them this year for sure. What else we got?
Brittany Griner had her appeal on Tuesday, and her appeal was denied. So she'll be serving the majority of those 9 years, unless she can appeal again later on in a few years.
Damn. I thought everybody was talking about Brittany Griner was like getting ready to come home in a little bit or something.
That's what it was looking like. A lot of people thought that that's what it was going to be. They were going to switch them in the Russian arms dealer, but no.
Yeah, man.
I blame the media.
For?
Yeah. Because, like, the Russian people, they had already said that they didn't want, like, the media, they wanted to do everything privately, but, in the U.S.,
we put it out there.
It's public,
Put it out there.
We got different laws and rules when it comes to media and stuff like that. So I believe that that's like play a major part, because it's just so much speculation, and then we in the middle of this war. So everything, once they it looked like it was a sign. ESPN, this one, NBC, ABC, they go post this. Those people still see the world news, and so I think that kind of played a role in it, because it's like, y'all posting too much.
I think I think that had a smart part in it as well. I think that the fact that like she really, like once I watched, you know what I mean, like the trial and saw the history of how they handled those situations, then I knew, like, you know what I mean, like you just dealing with a whole different governing body. You in a whole different place. You know what I'm saying? And I've actually had, not myself, but my fiance, we've actually, you know what I mean, dealt with a situation with that. But, like, you in a whole different place, bro. Like, everything is different. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta move differently and be extra careful. And, you know what I mean? Like, in their eyes, and it did, in their governing things, she broke the law. You know what I'm saying? And as much as, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just so crazy to think that you get somebody that a kind of ticket like that for such a, small thing. It ain't like you really smuggling, you know what I'm saying? The terms of how they worded things were just so crazy. It made it seem like you bringing in this big old shipment of this and that. You know what I mean? So I understand that, but I mean, I was hoping that some way, somehow, that she would have gotten an opportunity to just get, you know what I mean, just even through your service to that country and playing ball there, bringing whatever little money you brought to the country, like, you know what I'm saying, you get some kind, not a pass, but reduced sentence. You know what I mean? From 9 years to something, but that's not the history of what they do though, of that country. So, you know, once I started reading all that and really looking into it and seeing the people that was there already for like the similar as what she's going through, and they did their whole appeal thing too, and you know, it's kind of like, okay, so the people that's here already, we're just gonna disregard y'all, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all been sitting for a minute, but don't worry about that. We're gonna let Britain out because of her status and all that. So they using, I think, all that, and plus the fact that, you know what I mean, they just don't, in my opinion, they just don't like Americans or like us through everything that's been going on with the Trump thing and the whole, everything that's been going on with us in Russia, and then the war and all this. So I just, you know, it's a really, really bad time. You know what I mean? But that don't mean still prayers and hope for Brittany Griner, bro, that she get through this huge struggle that she going through and come home soon. I mean, I'm definitely a Brittany Griner fan, and you know, I hope it works out the best for her.
I think it would have been, I think it would have been contradictory too, and the U.S. had to look at it like our history too when it comes to drugs and THC or whatever you want to call it. Like, they got people who may be locked up right now for less than a gram from 10 years ago. Granted, now we've made progress and educated people, but the history of the U.S., I mean, the war on drugs was, you know, y'all already know. So it's like, it's contradictory if y'all bring somebody who broke a law in another country just because of their fame or their status or that stature, when y'all got thousands and millions of people locked up in y'all own soil for the same thing.
I think they're about to like change the law to where they let all the people that are convicted of marijuana charges out of prison. If it's like non-violent marijuana charges, I think they let them out. So.
Yeah, well, I seen that, but it sound good. That could be a political step.
That should have been done, and I don't believe that shit until they let that shit go and we see it written and signed off in Congress as a bill. Like, that's
they trying to get votes right now.
You still locking cats up for some shit that you making money off of. You feel me? Like, that's never gonna be all right. And everybody that got locked up before it, that, like you say, that ain't kill nobody and do none of that, you just trying to feed your family, whatever it is that you're trying to do, all of them should be let out too, and wiped off and expunged too, because everybody making millions and millions. You got whole states changing, coming out from the black, coming out from the red, going into the black, making money, and changing the whole culture, changing everything of the whole state, taxes and everything. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers in Congress fighting over legalizing or non-legalization, talking about medical and recreational. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody eating this a boom. They calling it a new gold mine. You done seen it in Denver, you done seen it in California, you done seen everywhere legalized. It's coming here. It's coming in the South. But you got cats sitting down, for real, behind some shit that everybody making millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off of right now. Everybody should be out. Everybody, like you say, they ain't go out there and murder somebody that want da-da-da-da-da. All them should be out, bro. So them out to their families. Like you say, you got cats locked up for, let them out, man. That's my feel on that. And my feel on that is because it has gotten to the point now where it's been recognized that this is a minimal offense. This is only an offense that really targets a certain demographic, and it's an offense that you guys, and what I mean, you guys, everyone that has a dispensary, everyone that has, you know what I'm saying, in the kind with these laws, you guys all now are making money. Everybody making money from it, farms and everything, and it's popping up everywhere. So I just came back from Nevada. They everywhere. Everybody eating off of it. So let them out. You know what I'm saying? What else we got, Jim?
College game day will be at Jackson State.
J-State, baby. J-State, baby. How many times game day? How many times they done had the spotlight on them like this?
Never ever.
Nah, I think they came to Southern.
They did?
In 05.
Whoa.
When the last time they been to HBCU? 05? I
want to say.
This is the thing. Boy, my son wasn't playing. I'd go to that game.
Man, I don't want to go. So man, it's gonna rain. That's the only thing.
That's-
Out there?
What's the
It's
first
real
time
Saturday?
The only day it's supposed to rain is Saturday.
Nah, it's supposed to rain Friday, I heard.
Damn.
Boy, I checked the weather.
I
boy.
checked it today and I said.
When the last time? 05? We got confirmation?
I'm not.
I know
seeing-
this
Okay,
is the
you
first
go
time they
blurting
won the
shit
game.
out.
But I
don't
know,
know.
no, I know they came to Southern in 05. That's all I do know.
What was the attraction? I wasn't here. They was
I think
gone.
it was the year, whatever year Southern and LSU won a national.
Oh,
championship.
I remember that day. Okay. So, game day is at J State this weekend because of the great Deion Sanders and how he been improving the HBCU and how he got Jackson State balling, how his son is possibly trying to get in the Heisman Trophy race. And a lot of people seem to think that SU, I'm going to say LSU. SU has a chance to beat them because they unbeaten. I know a lot of people going down there for this game. What you about
They
to say?
went to North Carolina Central. That's HBCU?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they say this the
And
second.
Alcorn State last year.
HBC. I think that was when they did though the HBCU segment week last year.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause-
Yeah, but like I'm talking about.
Like regular.
No, game day. This
Yeah.
only it says this will mark the second time in the show's history that it's visited.
That's what I'm talking
HBCU.
about.
The last time was in 2008 when Florida A&M FAMU hosted Hampton, and
Look at you wrong.
Hey, look. Somebody told me that. So
There you go with them bad facts again. I'm telling you.
that was a bad take.
That's a bad fact. Hey, so second time, and it's because of the great Deion Sanders. Shout out to Prime Time.
that's
And
swag.
That's swag. And bringing that recognition that's well deserved to the great HBCU and Jackson State this weekend with the great Southern University going there trying to derail. They trying to derail them boys. Cause listen, this is huge.
They rigging the JSU rigging the game too.
Why you say that?
Because
There you go with that bullshit, TJ.
no, they announced last night that anybody who got a ticket through StubHub, Ticketmaster, any third party website, they not accepting it. The only way
Why?
The only way you could get a ticket is
Buy
through the
from them?
JSU athletics page. Yeah, WBRZ.
So
posted
what
everything.
about Southern?
That's their point. They wanted to be more JSU fans, and they don't want Southern people to take over the stadium.
Oh well, you know Southern coming, baby.
Southern traveling
They
regardless.
coming. Southern travel anywhere they go.
It's gonna be
all right.
it's just gonna be
Hey,
a
and I'm
problem at
telling
the
you,
gate.
it's gonna be a problem, dog. And you know they coming out that boot, baby. They coming out that boot, boy. You already know how it's gonna go down, boy. It's
They
going
gonna
down.
show that stuff up. And they,
Listen, man, and you know everybody ready. They going down there because they know it's prime, and they know it's going. They trying to knock them off. They trying to knock off. It's gonna be live though.
Man.
It's gonna be so live out there at that game there, baby. Shit. So these two played last year.
Mhm.
Who won?
JSU.
What score was? See, I need
I went to that
stats,
game.
baby. How you don't know what the score is then?
Because we didn't stay the whole game.
That mean they
She
got
went for
blowed
show.
out.
She went for show.
Yeah.
She went for what?
To show,
She
show
went
to
show
look,
her
to
face.
look
No, I went with my dad.
for attention.
I went with my dad and my sister because my sister wants
She
to go to
went for
Jackson
damn
State.
attention.
She went show her face. That's what it was.
I was with my dad. I wasn't showing my
We
face.
get it.
She went for attention.
Attention.
And what's
I
wrong
can
with
believe
that?
that shit.
They played twice in 2021 because you know they had
They played in the championship.
No, they had like the spring season. Last
Oh
year.
yeah. So
they played-
JSU won both.
No, Southern won the first time, 34-21. Or 34-14, my bad.
Oh,
And then
wow.
Jackson State won last year in November,
In the fall.
21-17.
Yes.
Ooh.
So it was a game.
It's gonna be a game Saturday.
When I went, Southern was winning it first. Then they started losing.
Why'd you leave?
It was cold out. It was real cold outside.
It was
Hey,
November.
it might be cold. What's the temperature supposed to be for the game Saturday out there?
Let's see.
Y'all say it's supposed to rain. So what rain means cold.
Or it's just gonna be muggy.
But see, we used to the rain a little bit.
Who?
Louisiana, you know.
Man, ain't
The rain
nobody
to
used to
equal- the
know
rain to equalizer.
The rain, I was just about to say
It's
that
supposed to
all the
be-
rain does is make everything neutral.
It's supposed to rain, but it's supposed to be like 70. So it's not gonna be cold. How it was last year. It was cold. At
This
that
ain't 90%.
It was at SU last year, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your prediction on SU JSU? Who you got? We're going to do this, boy. Who you got?
I'm going Jackson.
No. Hold on. Who you got?
Jackson State.
Score. See what I'm saying? Score. You got J State. What's the score?
I think it's gonna be close because Southern's been playing good. Probably like about. I think Jackson State gonna win by a field goal. So like 38-35.
Damn, that's high scoring, ain't it?
I don't know about that
They've
one
been
either.
putting up points like
I
that.
don't know about that one either.
Southern?
Hey, how many points a game Jackson State average and how many points a game Southern average right quick? Somebody find that for me. Who you got, TJ? I know you already know what's going on.
Yeah,
Who you got?
I got Southern with an upset, and I'm going to say it's going to be like 24-21.
24-21 Southern with the upset.
Yeah.
Oh, Peasy, who you got?
Man, I got Jackson State taking care of business 45-21.
Damn. How many points Jackson State average a game?
Don't do it to him.
Man,
How much they average a game?
Southern to put up 51, 21, 45.
No, man, I don't want to know how much they done put up. How much do they average a game?
But you gotta remember that 80-point game. That's gonna be the outlier.
Put that in the
for-
average too. I want to know how much they average a game. Throw it all. It counts as the average, right?
It does,
it?
but you gotta look at the data
I
too.
understand that, but it counts in the average. It does. I what?
40.3.
Who averaged that?
Southern.
Jackson State.
Oh.
Okay, how much Southern average?
I'm pulling them up right now.
Jackson State average 40.3. That boy Sherrod should be up for the fucking Heisman. Averaging 40.3. And that's his name. What's his name? Shadora. My bad.
Southern averaging 39.8.
And that's with the 80 points.
Yeah.
All right. Nah, get this other stat for me right quick.
They played us, though.
How many passing yards is Jackson State averaging and how much is Southern averaging? Passing yards.
Let me see.
Passing yards.
Southern averaging 232 a game.
J State. She laughing for a TJ?
You about to prove a point.
No. You know I'd be like,
Oh,
prove a point.
yeah, I got it.
What is it?
328.
Go on, there you go.
That's how much J State averaging. See, so, all right. But now you got.
But you got rain.
Hold on. That's why CT don't be in my goddamn brain. How much points, how much rushing yards is Southern averaging and J State? Because that's the point I was about
Southern
to
averaging.
He's in my head too.
Southern averaging 228 rushing yards a game.
Mm-hmm. And J State?
Let me see. I don't know why it is taking
169.6.
Right there, and they right there neck and neck. If you do passing yards.
Now this is the last one. Who's leading in defense? J State or Southern?
J State hold their opponents to 10.14 points a game.
And Southern gave up something to us, so I know it's got to be like.
Right there?
Nah, it's
more.
Up there.
You got to do the math on that and just scratch the LSU game.
Take out that 80-point game. Take out that 80-point game.
Well, you don't take it out. You just cut it in half.
No, because
you don't take it out.
Up points in that game.
This is the thing. You don't take it out.
True.
It was a very, very, very lopsided win. We know that. But you don't take it out. You still give them credit for dismantling their ass, but you just bring it down a notch. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring that shit down a little
Maybe
bit.
50 points.
Yeah, it was stupid, huh?
The scored women's basketball game right now is 31-12.
Yeah, they're going to put up 100.
Yeah.
What quarter? I mean, how much time in the first half?
3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second quarter.
That ain't bad. On second quarter?
No.
That ain't bad.
That mean they working out the kinks.
They just shaking it out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They just let it flow them get off a little bit. High flying globetrotter shit. That'd be all right. Okay, so who else? OP, who you got? Who you say you got? You say you got Jackson State taking
45-21.
That's high as a motherfucker. Stu, I'm gonna be lad OG. You know what I'm saying? Stu, what you got, dog? SU J State game.
I got Jackson State for sure.
Damn, boy, we all across the board.
I think.
Who you got?
I think they're too much for Southern. You didn't see what Southern could do against a team that's more talented than them in LSU. And I think Jackson State. I'm not saying Jackson State and LSU on the same playing field.
They ain't nowhere on the
They're not
same
close.
playing
But
field.
I'm saying Jackson State has way better talent, like levels above in terms of depth and all of that. They light years ahead of Southern.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
I
Light years.
Man, what you mean?
Light years is a huge
I agree.
term to use.
They beat them by 4 last
You just
year.
said they lost.
I agree with that.
Southern
They beat 'em
lost,
by
beat
4
and they
last
beat them.
year.
I agree with the adjective.
What was the score last year?
21-17.
They beat them by 4.
What I'm saying is, from last year to this year,
They beat them by 4.
from last year to this year, Jackson State has leveled their
That is
In
a
what,
way different
recruiting?
team.
They're recruiting. They brought players in the portal.
They beat them by
better.
4.
They beat them by 4 last year.
But they
without
not
these
light
players.
years.
And they was on the road.
They may be a
They're
little.
light
They may be
years
a,
ahead of
Y'all may-
Southern. Light
I agree.
years.
In terms of recruiting and everywhere, like where they're at
Across the
depth
board.
I
and
can see if you
everything
said
like
that about Grambling.
No,
That's
Southern-
light years.
they're-
to
Southern
me.
too.
In terms of Southern being at
What's the
top
score?
of
What's
that,
the score?
The score is, I'm gonna go.
Since you in this light year shit.
I agree.
Look,
I
52.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, hey, there you go.
52 to 20.
That boy had to big dog me on that one,
Man,
but hey, I
in the
see it.
rain, they gonna put up 52
I see the
points.
vision.
Hey, he done said it. We done.
But Coach Prime be showing his behind.
Listen.
He's trying to make a statement.
I see the
I
vision.
don't care.
I
You
see
gotta
the
Is
vision.
play.
Coach Prime playing?
That's what I say. You gotta play. You gotta play. You gotta play. Southern, they put up 52. God bless them. I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna take Southern with the win on the road against them in the rain and whatever other conditions.
Travis Hunter going
Because
It's possible.
yeah, he probably will. But this is what y'all don't understand.
Two
Who?
tutties. Travis
I'll
Hunter.
give him 3.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Man, y'all making it seem like
Yeah,
they can have a
that's-
scrimmage.
Listen, dude. I hear everything you saying. You're speaking of one guy.
No, I know, but I'm saying
You're speaking of, but you just said one guy. And if one guy beats Southern deserve to bring their head back to Baton Rouge with a loss. If Fletcher takes so, he is a talent. But man, Fletcher ain't. If Fletcher was playing in LSU and Auburn, you wouldn't be saying that. It's the fact that he's over there in the SWAT that you're saying that, and that's the only recruit that you could point out talking about recruits that he's brought in.
No, they got
that's a
another
generation.
receiver, Coleman.
He's not a recruit. He's a transfer portal.
He's a recruit. He played in the All-American game last year. Kevin Coleman, that's his name.
2 guys.
2 guys.
And the score last year was they won by 4.
I'm not. Look.
And you said that, and you
saying
and
30
OP both
point
said they're
blowout.
light.
Look,
They're light years ahead of Southern.
I
But they
watched
beat them
both
by
of these
4
teams.
last
But I
year.
watched both of these teams play this year. I watched both of these teams play, and I guess
You
could
are closer
give
than me.
Southern a mulligan for LSU. But I'm saying I watched both of them play.
Let me
I
ask
don't
you a
think
question. Let me ask you a
Southern
question.
has it to keep up with this team.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm listening.
You think that what are you doing?
They just be
Yeah,
falling.
it be
Don't hurt
falling
Billy
on it.
Cannon,
It be
dog.
falling on his own.
So
That's
you
the Halloween night run now.
So let me ask you this. You think that the same place that Southern was at when they played LSU, you think if Jackson State plays plays LSU in that spot, Jackson State is closer? Or they get beat the same?
It is closer, but we still beat them down. It ain't gonna be no.
What the fuck?
It wouldn't have been a
point of
game.
what y'all
Like
saying?
that.
That don't make no sense.
They might have put up I would say they might have put up
What
24.
the fuck is the point of what y'all saying?
And for you to say light years,
That's
do you
my
realize?
point.
Do you realize that obviously there's all this speculation with Coach Prime leaving? Like when you say light years, you talking 10 years, light years.
In terms of the roster.
You're speaking
can
of
all
what you
change
see
tomorrow.
right now this year.
I'm talking about I'm speaking on this year. Their rosters right now currently. Jackson State's roster is probably 2 or 3 men better than Southern's roster. Like
Gotcha.
there's
So
2 or
there-
3 guys
so
that
you're-
are 10 times better than the guys that Southern had. Like Southern's best dudes.
Gotcha. Still got to play football.
Still, I understand.
I got Southern winning. I take Southern in an upset as well. 31-24.
Okay. We can do that.
31-24 with the upset over Jackson State. We'll see.
Yeah.
What you got, Jay?
You saw Steve Nash got ejected last night.
Steve Nash looked like a raging lunatic.
He did. When I watched
Do we have it?
We got the one where he was walking.
Goodness
under the
gracious.
tunnel.
What he was doing?
He threw the whistle.
Throw the whistle.
You
Throw
know
the
the
whistle.
be mad when you throw the whistle.
You got the one where it's like on the court.
Yeah, so this is why he got ejected.
Why did he get ejected? He was like, me? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Somebody hold me back. Somebody hold me back. What did I do?
Look at his eyes. He looks.
Yeah, he
so
looked like a fucking
crazy.
lunatic.
Nah, he definitely.
What happened though?
I think it was a foul.
Is this just a flagrant foul that he's upset about?
Yeah, I think about it. Probably.
Look how he's walking. What did I do? That motherfucker walking like he on skates.
Man, look at his eyes.
Yeah, he looks
They
crazy.
finna jump out of his head.
He look like he was on that coke right there, boy. I ain't lying, boy. What is wrong with Steve Nash? They had to really control him. And then, so the first clip you showed was him
after they
throwing the whistle.
Yeah, after they kicked. After he.
And hold on, let me clear this up for y'all. If y'all be out there, be like, damn, Rohan must be knowing what. This is the reason we do this on purpose, just so y'all know. I never know what hot topics are for my reaction, because Stu's an idiot and he likes my reaction, and Jay's an idiot and she likes my reaction. So I never know what real hot topics are. That's why I be asking all these questions, just for y'all to be like, oh, Ro don't even know it be going on. I saw that shit. Y'all be talking that shit. That's not true.
Niggas talking that shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Who said that?
There are people in the chat.
You need to be worried about the players he got on this team.
Yeah, Steve Nash. He wanted to show that shit again.
Oh,
dog, and then can we freeze his eyes?
Yes, we can.
My goodness. Like, I mean, what happened, dog? What you laughing for? You saw it? Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm scared of him.
It's crazy though. Like, why do you look like that?
Oh my God.
That's one.
And then Stu free. Oh my Lord! Right there,
His
right
eyes
there.
are so
Then you put the light on.
Even the lights on.
And then the black part is so beady, right? All you see is a white.
Poking that man in the head.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that boy pupils look like they dilated.
He got googly eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is Halloween. It's like them. You know how them people be putting the little black
Yes, and it's the whole
contact
eye.
thing. Yeah. Look crazy like the Undertaker. This dude, man. Steve Nash has to understand that you're no longer a player, okay? You're no longer a player. You're a coach. Hold it together. And at this point, you weren't trying to make but I ain't gonna lie though, Brooklyn has sucked. So
yeah,
he does. Right.
He could potentially be on the hot seat by the end of this year.
Yeah,
you ain't lying. But listen, you know you should be on the hot seat for keeping Ben Simmons on your team. Real shit.
Facts.
You should be on the hot
He should be
seat.
on nobody's team.
The airball.
Play.
Airball layup.
Play.
This was during. Oh Lord.
This is right now.
This is tragic.
Oh man, Ben, it just gets. worse and worse.
In the show. I'm more coordinated than that, bro.
Listen, check this out though. Pause that shit, bro. When you go back to that shit and pause that shit, check this out though. Check this out. Go back, Stu.
He got nervous.
Check this out, dog. Check this out when he catch it. When he catch it off the pass. Who gave it to him? KD. I don't know who gave it to him. Go ahead.
Should have never gave it to him.
That was KD. Look, boom, dunk that shit.
I would say anybody
He don't
else
have no
dunked.
dog.
Dunk that shit, boy. Like soon as they gave it back to him, who gonna stop you?
Luka moved out the way.
My point exactly. Dunk that shit, man. Stop. Get off. Listen, that's that yellow.
Luka thought he was gonna dunk it.
Right.
Well, he talked about it earlier. That's that yellow boy syndrome right there. Shit, man.
Because Bron finna kill somebody.
Don't get hot.
Don't let
Oh, see,
LeBron get
TJ, you laugh. Y'all about to say, y'all little yellow boys on here, don't get too offended by that term.
What
you know
yellow
what I mean?
boys?
Yeah, not me.
They
I'm
brown.
brown.
Yeah.
What
It's
yellow
a little-
boys?
It's a little dog in us.
Yellow boys.
Lip up.
I ain't gonna lie to
A little Frenchie.
TJ live on stage. So I gotta give my dog a little
No,
bit
on
more.
stage, TJ got a pit in him.
He get a TJ don't get the regular. He get a little bit from your dog. I give my dog TJ a little more. I seen you on stage getting loose,
I
boy.
ain't turning them up.
Boy, you was on there getting loose. I ain't even know.
I should put the bet in. I'm sick.
He always over there talking crazy
no,
and not paying attention to what's going on over here. He over here. He always doing his own thing. Yeah, he be in his own world. Up here talking about the bet. But no, that's what always though. Never in tune to what the hell's going on over here on his phone. Talking about his cousin and he left a key and all this.
I could have made $1 million tonight, bro.
I didn't.
How much you gonna?
You gonna break us off?
Yeah.
Shit. What you lost on?
I had a little parlay
now I'm
set
concerned.
up. I ain't put Leonard Fournette.
And he had a touchdown. He already had a touchdown.
It was Leonard Fournette first touchdown plus 550. I mean,
dang, and he did it.
And he did it. He was the first touchdown of the game.
Yep.
And I'm hurt, dog.
Hey, I mean, sometimes I have to wear the cookie crumble, dog. I had one last week. That was an 8-teamer, and $40 spit out like 26 and change.
Yeah.
And everybody hit. And I'm retarded. I took Jacksonville over the Giants.
Damn.
The Giants hot.
That's the one. Yeah, they were hot. Jimmy, that's your fault. I'm going to just put it on Jimmy. Jimmy, that's your fault. You told me to take Jacksonville. I got to put it on Jimmy. That was his fault. Jimmy, that's your fault. Hey, you know, Dayball, that's a dog. Yeah. You know, when I got to New England, Dayball was a wide receiver coach. And he was in charge of, like, making the rookie. Well, not in charge, but he was over, like, the rookie. We had to do skits and shit. So Dayball, let me tell you, man, I'm happy for him. But Dayball is also, like, when you say good things happen to good people, Dayball was like, he's not he's not the traditional coach. You feel me? Like, he's a coach that care about the players. He's a coach that listen to the players. And he a coach that, like, respect the players' opinions and shit like that. And that's why Dayball has always been one of my favorite coaches. Also, Kev, you heard Kev talk about Dayball. He was up there with him for like a month and shit. You know what I mean? And so Brian Dayball, man, is one of the, and he not young. I about to say one of the young up-and-coming. That motherfucker ain't young. He just know how to coach. He respect the players, and he get the best out of them. And he know football. That motherfucker know football. He know football. So shout out to Brian Dayball, man. My hat's off to him always. One of my favorite coaches that I ever, had the privilege of working with. Just respect him as a man and as a player. So, as a coach. Great coach. What we got, Jay?
Coach Dennis Allen said that Jameis Winston is back practicing full speed with the healthy
Jameis got to sit down.
But he's backing up Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah. Jameis got to sit down. I ain't going to lie.
Better ask your Saints, man. Right?
What you got, Ron? Fill me in, baby.
I mean, like, he said it's more of a production thing, and it's like Jameis is healthy and ready to play. He said, like, they're going to stick with Andy Dalton just because, like, the offense averaging 31 points a game with him. Even though, like, they 2-5, they've been moving the ball. It's just the turnovers.
Dog, I agree. Yeah. I don't got nothing to say. I agree. I agree with everything Dennis Allen said. It's a production thing. Dog, if Andy Dalton was in there when Jameis was in there, they'd have a couple more wins. That's just my thought on it. And, I love me some Jameis. I was talking about Jameis at the beginning of the year. But, nah, dog, Jameis wasn't getting it done. And I don't believe that back shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that I don't believe something was wrong with his back, like he was injured. But, dog, I've played hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've played with all kind of injuries. We all have. And it's things that go into the game that kills those injuries. That you ain't even thinking about that shit at the time of the play. You know what I'm saying? So, if something wrong with your hands, dog, you ain't playing as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with your hands, that throwing shoulder, shit like that, you ain't playing as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain shit with your back, you ain't playing as a quarterback. And I ain't attesting nobody else's injury compared to mine. But if you playing in a game, and this is just the fact that they were talking about, before tribute to why he was playing bad and all that.
But they also said he had a plantar fasciitis in his. Yeah, they said he had that too in his foot.
You ain't had plantar fasciitis when you was overthrown. You ain't had plantar fasciitis when you was underthrown. You ain't had plantar fasciitis when you was overthrown. Like, I understand all that the injuries go into the play. Cause I've played with them. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. If you can't go, you're not going to go out there and play. You will, as an athlete, push the envelope, but it's up to your coaches and shit to hold you back. But honestly, if I could make this throw, make these certain throws, then I could do everything else. Now, I may not be able to move like I want to, but that's not the thing that you saw from him. You didn't see him not moving, him not being able to get out the way, things of that nature. And I'm not saying it wasn't consistently, but the problem I had with Jameis was decision making. It wasn't the fact that he underthrew a guy or overthrew a guy. Maybe sometimes, but it was decision making. And it was decision making when shit got chaotic, because that's how you're judged as a quarterback. You're not paid the big bucks to make the great decision. You're paid. Let me say this: you're paid as a quarterback to make decisions. That's your number one thing. You're paid to make decisions with the football, because the football goes from the center to your hands. Now you're paid to make. Your quarterbacks are getting paid to make decisions with the ball. Who to get it to? That's really what you're getting paid for, and to deliver it, with accuracy and precision. That's what we get paid for. Jameis was not doing that, regardless of injury or non-injury, short pass, intermediate, or deep pass. He wasn't doing that, and he wasn't doing that. Some because of injury, I'm sure, but mostly because he was making bad decisions, dog.
And that's why the Saints got a quarterback like Andy Dalton.
That's 100%.
Like a veteran that like they know they could just plug 100%. In and play whether injury or if like Jameis did what he did.
100%. 100%. Because you know that Jameis still has good football left in him, but because of whatever reason, it's not showing right now. Now you have Andy Dalton, like you pointed out, they brought him in for a reason. The Red Rocket been playing well. Now, he has to curtail some of the things that been known the freaking travel with him over the years, which is bad decisions at bad times.
Yeah, them 2 pick sixes.
Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
And he was still nominated for Offensive Air Player of the Week, even after that.
Man, that's because he still played well. If you take those 2 away, the Saints win the football game.
Pick across the middle.
It was a 14,
terrible.
They only lost by 8, and that was a 14-point swing.
Terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. And in this situation, I would love for Andy Dalton, because you have to read the room, right? You have to read the room and understand that you have a good defense, an opportunistic defense.
Saints defense been up and down.
Opportunistic.
Yeah, I don't know, because opportunistic mean you can get that mean you get turnovers, and we only got 1 the whole year. Saints only got 1 turnover the whole year.
Oh, that's not opportunistic.
Yeah, I know that's.
You're right. Appreciate it. No, that ain't opportunistic. You're right. That's a defense that don't. Now, how many turnovers? Let me ask you this, and find this out for me. I know it's on the spot. What week is this for this? What week is this?
8.
Week 8.
Through week 8 last year, how many turnovers they had? Through week 8 last year. Because, it says a lot, because what you have in the Badger, right?
You ain't playing up to par.
Well,
at all.
What you having, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Lattimore.
He been hurt, but yeah.
And
is he back this week?
No, he's back this week. He's not playing this week.
So
him or Jarvis or Mike.
If we have a decline, you got to factor in the injuries. You just pointed out Jarvis and Mike. We talking Saints. Now you factor in new quarterback, right? This is the Badgers' first year, right? With these guys. Learning, and it ain't nothing that he's really learning. The boy's a veteran, been in their house as his guy. Excuse me, I'm tripping. House at LSU, I'm tripping. Familiar offensive scheme, defensive scheme anyway, because they're using him the same way they're using him in Kansas City. They use him in Kansas City. Different terminology, but the same, probably cover two, just a different terminology for the Badger. And he's also a smart football player, so it ain't new to him. Now, getting used to what guys can do.
They had 6 through week 8 last year. The Saints had.
And they got 1 now?
Yeah.
6 ain't bad.
I would say that's a drop off.
Yeah, 6 ain't bad.
It's big.
6 ain't bad at all.
Especially through only 8.
Now, when we talk about turnover, we talking about picks or picks and fumbles?
Both.
All right. That's, you know what? That's through 8 games, that's good, but that ain't great, right? But it's definitely a considerably drop off to 1.
And it was 5-2 last year through 8 weeks.
1.
Too. Yeah,
to 1. So when you point that stat out, which I love to point out the things within the game, which is why a team is is either successful or not successful at this point throughout the season, and that is one of the biggest things.
Yeah. Two turnovers get you off.
And the other thing, and I'm sure the other thing with that, if we use a no to, would be offensive productivity in the passing game.
Yeah.
Right? That and fuck offensive productivity, period, probably, based on how they've played offensively. So the good thing about that shit is with the Saints though is ain't nobody running away in the division.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tampa Bay, you know what the
They
hell
only
going
a game
on.
out?
Exactly. Tampa Bay's 3-4 and they're on top of the division. You know what I mean? You got Carolina right there.
Yeah, I seen something that said Brady never been 2 games under ever in his career.
Never. But this is the thing that's crazy about that is you have to take advantage of that now.
Yeah.
Right? The Saints have to get on a roll coming up here pretty soon because they're better than Carolina. If the Red Rocket plays well and keep us out of turnovers, the Saints will win the football games. Because he's been playing well, take the turnovers out. But turnovers are part of the game. And you can't throw 2 picks for touchdowns.
One of them was for Callaway, went off his hands.
Mm-hmm.
One of them wasn't on him.
You can't do it, though. You know what I mean? It's part of the game. You're right. That one wasn't on him, but that's part of the game. And if he had, bro, and the thing with it is, like, you've played so much football. At this point, recognize your defense is well, they ain't opportunistic yet, but the defense will get back rolling. The defense will get back rolling. I think the Badger a little bit is throwing him off because he's not having the year that we thought that he would be having at this point. But we got another half of the season coming. They'll get back rolling. But offensively, they have to get rolling for them to have a chance going down the stretch. So they're using Taysom Hill in some ways that are really good, like how Sean Payton was using them when he was here.
He the team leading rusher.
Yeah, I mean that's positive. Now continue the Red Rocket playing well. Get some of these receivers back off of injury. Like Jarvis Landry and Thomas have to come back. Like those are 2 huge guys that have to come back. Big money guys that have to come back. You know, both of those guys occupy the middle of the field. Both of the guys are bang guys. Both of the guys are chain moving guys. So you need those guys to come back. And I think if you get a Red Rocket, those guys back and consistently, Kamara's back consistently, I think you give him those weapons back and the defense playing solid football, the Saints will have a chance because ain't nobody running away from an division. Division's right there. And fuck, if Tampa Bay keep going through what they going through, I mean, you know, it's going to come back right to them. So I think they'll be all right as long as that offense get it going. What you got, Jay?
Last one I got, that man Kanye West. Then lost all his deals. Then lost all of them. Adidas, Gap.
And it ain't funny, bro. Like, for real. It's not, bro. Like, you know, I firmly believe, bro, that, like, as many black billionaires and millionaires and entrepreneurs and owners and groundbreakers and mood changers and all that you could have that's you know, changing platforms and changing cultures and, you know, trendsetters and all that you can have is better, you know. So for all the stuff that's been going on with him to be transpiring now, to me, one for me is crazy because you know, the boy been saying shit for years. And it's funny now that because it's the demographic or the people that he's targeting or talking about now, it's now when, you know, you go from a billionaire to a millionaire, you know, so it's almost like to let you know who's in charge, almost like to let you know who's in power. You know what I mean? So kind of like backing up what the hell he was saying. But it just shows you, man, like, you know, it just shows you what consequences of actions and consequences of what you decide to stand on, whether it's truth, fiction, whatever it may be, which to what's going on with him, it seems to be a lot of fact based on everything that's been taken away from him just so quickly and abruptly. way of life and all that. I don't know if it's changed, but it's taken a hit based on what's been going on. I don't see too many people coming to his defense. I saw Russell Simmons come to his defense on the whole issue of who's running the media and who's running the rap industry and the music industry and all that. So it's a huge topic. Everybody talking about it, but I don't find it a lot funny that, that this dude, that this band, that this everybody knew all these things about all these people that dropped them, Adidas, Balenciaga, all these people known all this about him before. Because the thing is this, like the one thing is like, they have personal relationships with this guy. And, it's just like we all, everyone has, these personal relationships. And so that means you have personal conversations, whether it's with the CEO, with whoever, you have these conversations. So what he's been saying or what he said or his views and all this and on this, I don't think it's the first time that a lot of these people have heard this, especially not from him, a guy like that, whenever he's, outspoken and said this. So I'm sure half the things that he's been outspoken about or half the way he acts, we don't see. You know what I'm saying? We don't see those conversations or whatever. Just like I was watching what Russell Simmons was talking about. He had all these world leaders and all this come to his house for this, this about 20 years ago, this peace offering, and it was Jewish community and the black community and rabbis and Minister Farrakhan and all these people. And certain people didn't come, and how a certain member of the Jewish community, a rabbi that came, how he was ostracized because he came to the meeting, and so on and so forth. So these are things that's been going on way before it just came to our light right now with Kanye, putting that out. I mean, I got to call a man by his name, you know what I mean? Like if I say my name done changed and I told somebody to call me by my name that done changed, I would want them to respect my rights and call me by my name that done changed, too, especially if I done legally changed it. So, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect there at all. But all this been going on, bro, like before, like you gotta understand, like we talked about off air, like we ain't in that percentile. You know what I'm saying? We not in that 1 percentile. We're not in that 0.5, that 0.1, whatever it is. That shit does exist. Regardless of whether you know it or not, it does. And so what he's talking about when you say I can't this, I can't that, like we are not supposed to fathom or be able to understand what it is unless you have a higher realm and you think higher on what he's talking about. And if you've been there and experienced it. So it's a lot of people that know what he's talking about that aren't saying anything. And the only person I've ever seen come out and say something was Russell Simmons. So, but I think there's a lot of truth to what he's saying just based on what's happened to him over the last few days and how his money and his everything has just taken such a freaking plummet and, you know what I'm saying, fell off the face. But that ain't for me to decide, yo. You know what I mean? Like, when you make decisions and you do this and do that, then, there's consequences for everything, whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, true, fact, fiction, or lie. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. God bless them all. That's the way I feel about it. What y'all think? You think he was telling the truth?
Oh, he was telling the truth.
Definitely.
Look, I get the message, but the execution was 0 out of 10.
Execution was bad.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the execution was bad. Just, all that. And, yeah. I mean, listen, bro, when you come from a race where you've basically seen your own people go through the demise and seen your own people go through everything that we've gone through, and then you also identify with, I think, probably the other race, which is the Jewish community that's been through with the Holocaust and all that. You got to be a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah, we just live in those times. Like,
right.
It's not 10 years ago,
right.
20 years ago even.
Right.
Everything you say, and especially when your name got so much attached to it.
It's too much. Your platform is too big for you to, and even if, you know what I mean, like you said, it was the delivery. I understood what you were trying to expose. And also, this is the other thing about it, like, you're trying to expose that and you're referencing your people, but the people that you're referencing is Hollywood and the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about that, you're talking about, because like I said, we all experience it on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, in whatever community you grow up, wherever you go. What he's speaking of, in my opinion, was him experiencing on the level that we can't fathom. I'm saying, you worth hundreds and billions of dollars, and you're dealing with also people that are in the same class. So you're dealing, so you know, that's why I said the shit ain't lying what you talking about. And if you down and say you can't feel it or experience it, well, that's true. You can't. You're not playing with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and dealing with people that really are the movers and shakers of what we that control the media, that control the music that we listen to, that control all that shit. Like, that shit is true. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you said, through the delivery. And now you saying when I do this, I'm going DEFCON 3 against, like, when you start using words like that, adjectives like that, and putting it out there like that, now it's just like if somebody said they're doing that against blacks. Like, it's a threat. It's something that it's not positive. You know what I mean? And when you come from a place to where you're making gospel music and you speaking positivity at one point, and now it goes to, now you're talking about targeting a certain, and this is what's going on, woo, 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 with this, do. Well, that's your own sector that you're talking about. Now, it may happen in my sector, but that's my sector. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about what you talking about, with my peoples know, he's talking about his peoples. Like, I don't think he's referencing my peoples as in my black people. I think he's referencing my people as in my people I do business, my people in this music industry, my people in this entertainment culture, my people in this Hollywood culture, my people in this music, in this film culture that's all ran by these heads that he consider are Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? So, and you hear it all the time in the music though, dog. All these cats reference these guys in their music, people, they reference, you know, who they seek advice from, they reference who they sit down with, who house they fly to and all that. So, you know what I mean? So it's not, like I said, it's not wholly allowed what this man talking about. It's just like you said, through his delivery on it. And I always say, man, God bless them and bless them all, and they'll work it out. I'm not going to even get caught up in the politics and the hypocrisy of rich people and how they get down with it. So, true, we'll be all right. We'll make a prediction next week, man. They'll be all right. God bless Kanye and all them for all that they're going through right now. So they'll be right. They'll be all right, dog. So what we got for the weekend? Since LSU ain't no home game.
We out birthday celebration.
What we got going on? Who birthday?
My birthday was Tuesday, so we going out this weekend.
What y'all doing, Stu? Because I know you involved. What y'all doing?
Everybody in the room involved.
Oh, Lord, I forgot TJ. Yeah. TJ the main culprit. I already know. I see Ron got his hair done.
They all my evil twins.
Ron got his hair.
But really, TJ.
What?
Really
Stu and Ron finna be in the crib.
Yeah, whatever.
Y'all finna be in the what?
Whatever.
You might be, but Ron gonna be outside. Cause you know who's
what you got up, Ron?
What?
What you got up this weekend, dog? You about to lie about something already.
Friday, I don't actually. I do know Friday, but Saturday I don't know.
We going to
11, you ain't say nothing about Friday.
11 both nights.
What's Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, it's a Q party tomorrow night. That's a costume party, and then Saturday is just like
the club.
The club 11.
TJ, what you hosting this weekend?
11 on Saturday.
That's why they going. You got them hooked up, don't you?
We gonna turn up.
You see what I'm talking about?
No, next weekend though, the Basin official after party.
Yeah, I'm
there early. I'm turning in my private.
We got Black Bama coming, all the Greeks coming, everybody. We already sold out of early birds.
Let them know, TJ. Let them know.
The Basin.
How they?
Ron went to the Basin a couple weeks ago.
So let them know where they need to be for the Bama week.
Hey, so look, next week
We gonna be at the Basin immediately after game. Doors open at 9 o'clock.
What they got going on?
Early arrival suggested. We got the tailgate on Unity Field from 12 to kickoff.
For Bama.
We going up. Like, we outside at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
From sun up to sundown, we going crazy for them Tigers. LSU.
Any sections or anything at the Basin?
Nah, it's gonna be 2-packed.
It's 2-packed.
So sell out.
Sell out 2-pack.
Sell out.
So y'all don't have sections?
But we got bottle services, but
bottle service
like
with no section?
Nah, it's like
It's
upstairs,
like
downstairs.
Upstairs,
So upstairs is
downstairs.
VIP, downstairs is just like
Oh, so
general
upstairs VIP. So you do have a VIP.
Yeah, VIP upstairs.
So okay, let them know what the cost for VIP so they can get up in there.
Get your tickets right now. To get your tickets for VIP
Let
right
them
now,
know.
they $30. General
That's
admission
it?
$20. Yeah.
Oh, everybody
You
in
got to get them
VIP.
now because at the door, shoot, ain't no telling. There's gonna be too many people. We
It's
may have
up,
some
huh?
special guests come, like some artists and stuff coming in town. So yeah.
To perform?
Nah, they gonna be like they gonna be.
Oh,
in
they
the
just
building.
gonna be
They
in the
be
club.
building. Yeah.
So they want to be in the building with the big artists.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, y'all
Get
get,
your
with
tickets
TJ.
now.
Get your tickets now, so y'all could be in the building with whoever the hell TJ got coming in there. Don't nobody know what the hell going on with TJ. But it's gonna be a big weekend, big weekend. Listen, appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Again, shout out to the Dunham High Senior Volleyball girls. We're looking forward to a good run this upcoming 2 weeks. And we're going to be back, man, Thursday, and we're going to really get into this Bama thing, for OPZ. TJ, appreciate you coming in today, dog. We know you got a lot going on, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm
big,
glad to be
big
here.
star on the rise, and y'all look out for my dog. Support everything he doing. Support all his parties. He be turning up on highlighting little stage shows. I saw you on the thing. I saw you on the thing hyping up the crowd. I was like, look at TJ. Felt like a proud papa, dog. But y'all, let's support my dog and everything he do. Support Jay and everything she do with Tiger TV, everything that she does. Stu, oh shit. Y'all support my dog Stu, man. Everything that he do, Stu, great behind the scenes. And listen, we're gonna be back next week, man. We're gonna get into that Alabama thing. Both teams coming up for basically it's a showdown for the Western Division Championship and the lead in the West and the lead Atlanta for the SEC Championship. So let go, man. I got them Tigers on deck.
How about them Tigers by 1,000, baby? Let's get it.
Get it. Next time for all the crew, man. We're gonna see y'all later on. Where my dogs at?